To pray, there's no angels where I go. Only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kira's show here. Now, whenever we last left off, everyone had just discovered the Grand Temple. Underneath this, well, place in Japan. And they were a bit surprised. This place, it's, well, dark, but you can somewhat see around here. It will take a minute, however, since their eyes do need to adjust to the parts that they can't see. Momo, she's looking around the flashlight and also creating flares, so that they can at least light it up, and getting things ready. Knowing that this will be challenging, or at least difficult. So, they would begin to look around. Deku trying to use the Koni R that is inside his body to try and find the ways to turn it on. Deku, he's walking around, allowing his hands to glow with power, as he just sends out a loud shockwave in every direction in front of him, seeing if he can at least turn on something, to which he would hear things begin to move, and follow this sound. Everyone just watching him walk away. Toru thinks that is a little creepy, while Momo thinks that that's at least gonna do something. Togo, however, she doesn't really know what to think. This place is huge, it's cool, it's awesome. So, what now? Well, I do believe we're supposed to look around, get things sorted out. So, I guess that would be about it. What exactly do you think we're doing here? Well, I'm guessing it has something to do with that. Everyone looking in front of them to see Momo. Looking directly at this opening. It looks huge, and she would begin to walk forwards, stepping directly up to it, holding out her hand as she puts it above the wall. As soon as she touches it, it would actually spark with power and shock her, throwing her hand backwards, up into the air, saying that she's guessing that this is what they were protecting. But why? Everyone kind of walking over. Well, Deku, he's still looking around. He would find one of these power junctions, as you can call it, and at least inspect it. The technology seems somewhat less advanced. He can at least tell that it requires power, there being a bit of a box in front of it. I'm guessing something goes here, but what if I try this? Deku bringing his hand up and putting it into a fist, letting it course with the power as he holds the shard in his hand. And he would just put his hand into the power junction, where this little box is supposed to go, and let it charge. The place somewhat getting lively, turning on as things begin to glow around them, the room somewhat moving. Everyone in shock, as they all try and get to stable ground. Deku just putting more and more power into it as he just pulls his fist out, kickstarting the generator, as you can say. What did that do? Deku just looking around. They can actually see now. This place is amazing. It's hard to believe it's on Earth, let alone just under our feet. Wow. Now, with that being said, Deku and everyone would meet back up, somewhat talking with Deku, They're a bit mad at what he did, but they kinda do, at the same time, get it. While Deku would call the Creed, informing them of their location, along with the ways he took down. They are already on their way, transporting the equipment they will need to possibly get into this place, along with some information they do believe they need to share with Midoriya's team. Deku just hanging up the phone, informing them that they will be trying to at least get things powered up here while they are on their way. They can inform them afterwards. So, this is where Deku, he would go on and look around more. Everyone is. There is somewhat of a terminal here. Deku somewhat inspecting it and trying to at least get some answers out of it. He does look through it and at least find that something was going on here, but from what he can piece together, it has something to do with protecting and, well, people. So, it may have been a bunker, but now it's just a resting place for the apple. Okay, let's just focus. As Deku would somewhat split up his team, saying that you have Tokuyami and Momo stick together. The other two will come with him. Tokuyami and Momo, their quirks will be more useful and more compatible. If anything happens, Momo can just, well, create something to help them. Along with Tokuyami, if they fall or anything happens, he can help Momo get back up. Well, these three are more experienced in parkour, so they wouldn't really have any troubles. But they can at least make sure to keep things together and properly secure. Deku's team taking the ropes and, well, more of the climbing gear, along with Deku actually putting on a headlamp. And beginning, looking around the area more. Deku finding a bit of a wall. It seems to be, well, just closed off, as he turns on the power. He turns on the power in his body and begins to feel it. Juno actually walking around. Deku just turning around and looking at her. The two watching him follow the room, or, well, follow something. Toga actually snapping her fingers in front of his face, asking him if he's here or what's going on. Deku just bringing his hand up and waving her off. Just watching Juno and following her. The path she's heading to is different, so what's going on here, Juno?
Well, you see this place. It was abandoned long after the sun hit the earth and scorched most of it. It was made to protect humanity, made to protect my race. Even then, it seems that they still stand. We really did build these things to last. Unlike us. You're creators.
Creators? What are you talking about? You just built those pieces, that tech built all this. What does that have to do with us? Do with anything? You can't be...
But you see, child, you don't understand anything. We created your species to serve us. We were the first civilization. It was beautiful. Things were simpler. Until two people, or two hybrids, stole the apple and began to use it. They were, I believe, the story you know in the biblical sense that I am finding in your head. Other than that, I don't believe there's any other known name for them, let alone translations.
So, you created mankind. Toga and Toru being a bit in shock. What conversation is Deku having? This is a bit odd and confusing, but this seems to be informative. Very much so. It's kinda. They need to ask him some questions after this. Now, Deku would just tell Juno that that's. Okay, that's a lot to take in. But, can you help us? Which pathway do we need to take? Or, well, use? With only one of those things turned on, I'm not sure how long it would last. We need to find the other pieces. I see. Well, you would have to leave this place and go on another journey, just to find them. But I do not believe you have the time. So, head down there, as she points to a chasm below. Deku not even really seeing the bottom, just asking her what that means. As he brings up his radio, and pulls down on the trigger, telling Momo and Tokoyami to come back. They think they found something. The two turning back around, and making their way toward them. Well, Deku asks more questions. Exactly what is down there? Well, we had an emergency backup, in case things like this may have happened. Other places around or halls to unlock. Just fire a beam down there, I believe. Things should work. If not, then clearly something has malfunctioned, and our tech may have been hurt. Deku just coursing with more power, and bringing his fist up, aiming it downwards and asking her if this is right. Nothing's gonna blow up, is it? No, it's not. Deku firing off the beam, as it heads to the chasm below, lighting things up, going farther than Deku can see, as he just keeps at it, trying to see where the bottom is. Clearly it's got to hit something soon enough, as they're still waiting. Eventually, a couple minutes would pass. Tokoyami and Momo just coming back, to see Deku with his hand outstretched to the chasm below. So, what is going on? Juno says there's something down there, and you believed her. What else do we have to lose? Besides, as things would start happening, the room beginning to shake once more, Deku nearly losing his footing, as he takes a step backwards and falls towards the ground, hitting it. He's lucky though, if he moved forward, then he probably would have hit the chasm below, finding out exactly how deep it was. Things beginning to move. Deku just looking around. Everyone. Certain things are opening, along with the walls actually shifting, them needing to get out of the way. The place is basically turning into a different room, and a different, well, place entirely. Whatever's happening, it's clearly beneficial. Now, Deku would walk back over, seeing the wall that he just left. It is clearly different. It's open this time. As he would walk through, and begin a bit of a course. Running through and actually trying to activate the little things made for this. Clearly, they predicted that humans would run this machine. so you're supposed to jump around and actually move on them. Deku beginning to run around and jump on them, pulling down giant triggers and other pieces in order to properly turn this thing on, as he would finally pull onto the final switch and be ready. He would come back, finding that the wall is somewhat, well, gone down or shrunk. A layer of it has disappeared, so they just need to keep doing this and finding more ways to get through. Deku continuing, as eventually they would hit a speed bump, or, well, a wall, figuratively and literally. Things have stopped moving, and in fact they may have done something wrong. The wall is not going down anymore. In fact, it's just there. There is one more layer stopping them from getting through. And with all the snacks and stuff they brought, they've been here for a little while. Momo, she's fairly certain that it's been a couple of days, as some members of the Creed have arrived. They are getting stuff packed up and off the ship, and they're bringing it here in a truck. Along with that, they've somewhat just been relaxing and somewhat training, in order to take their minds off of the roadblock directly in front of them. And, well, camping out. It's been cool and interesting, but it's still getting annoying. So, Deku would stand up and walk back over to this little information thing that he was stuck on for quite a bit of time, and just look at it. He would bring his hands onto it as he starts to hack into it. Everyone just watching as his power begins to move around his body, and he gets covered in it. His eyes begin to glow and spark with power, sending out a small shockwave, knocking someone back, as Deku just keeps interfacing with it, and going on more and more and more. This is incredible. The information, it's similar to the Animus. Almost. Deku's face and eyes beginning to somewhat bleed, along with his nose. As Momo would run forwards and begin to try and pull Deku off of this thing, her getting shocked in the process and falling to the ground. Deku's almost there. Just a little bit more. Just a little. The wall that has been in their entire trouble beginning to actually freak out and glitch, as you can call it. Everyone is waiting, and at least staring at it. Toga doing something she really wished she didn't have to do. Running forwards and actually kicking Deku directly off the terminal, as Deku was at least able to put in the last piece of information. Falling backwards onto the ground, and everyone somewhat picking him up, and setting him down on the actual wall. Deku's somewhat just laughing a bit. That was a lot more mental strain than he remembers. At least he got it right. Well, we're not sure what you did. Deku coughing up blood, saying that he's pretty sure he just solved their little problem. Why did you do that? Momo stating. Deku just looking at her. She's very concerned, along with the fact that she has already gotten one of the first aid kits out of the bag they brought. Deku knew they would need it, just not like this. Her basically attending to Deku's wounds while everyone just walks away, letting them have their little moment. Deku somewhat smiling, saying that, at this rate, I'll be able to read that stuff. Well, hopefully. You'd be able to give us a lot more answers to this. Besides, did you ever get an ETA on the Creed? Yeah. They'll be here in a couple of hours. Or, they're already on the island. It's just gonna take them some time to get here without it being, well, you know, publicized. They're evacuating everyone up there, and things are gonna be a lot easier. From what I heard, they basically said they're gonna be, what is it? The right words for it. They're going to be faking something like a archaeological dig that is going to be private to uncover some ancient ruins, which actually isn't a lie. Just not the way people think they're doing it. You know, I mean, you're right, but still. You should rest for a minute. That was a bit too stressful on your body, wasn't it? I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Besides, Deku getting back up, saying that he's used to doing this type of strain. He's fought in 20 men within, well, a span of a day. And he didn't really get a lot of sleep, remember? Hard to forget. Anyways, you just need to take it easy, okay? I heard you the first time. Them all walking through. Deku, as soon as he passes through this doorway, finds it to be a bit weird. Everything feels off. Why is that? Why does this feel like he's walking into a trap? That can't be right. Now, with that being said, they would begin to make their way through. Everything around them is moving and actually glowing. It's very hard to actually see. Them just continuing. Tokoyami stating that he cannot use Dark Shadow out here. Whatever this place is, it was something else. Now, with that, Deku, he's finding this to be intriguing. And, well, just keep going. Eventually finding a bit more of a maze, or a course to go through. Deku leading the way, as he runs forward and actually jumps over the obstacle, and begins to swing around, everyone somewhat following Deku. Tokoyami and Dark Shadow basically taking their own course, and a different way to get to the destination. This being considered to be really, really cool. Along with that, they would finally get there, finding the apple. It is just sitting there, and it's cool and interesting. Juno appearing to Deku, saying that as soon as he touches that, he will get the answers he needs. Do you understand, child? Yes, yes, yes. Now, Deku would just walk forwards, saying that he'll handle this. It shouldn't be that hard. As the apple turns on and activates, it's somewhat sending a burst of power and showing the hieroglyphs. Everything going on. Deku seeing them. Everyone actually staring. As Tokoyami's phone would buzz. Him actually answering. As soon as he answers the phone, Deku touches the apple. And he stops. He can't move. What is this? Juno, what's going on? This isn't supposed to happen, right?
Well, actually it is. Just like your ancestors say, correct?
As Deku's body turns around, him actually revealing one of his blades, walking towards his friends. Juno just saying that
Knowledge requires a sacrifice. Don't you agree, young one? This is the path you must choose. It is, as you call it, written.
Deku just screaming and telling her not to do this. Trying to tell his friends to run, but they're not moving either. What did you do to us? Now, with that, I do believe I can leave this part off of here, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. And one more thing. I'm aware. Cliffhanger. Dick move. I'll be recording the next part directly after this, but the reason why I haven't posted in a little while is because I've kind of been playing Skyrim. I'm not gonna lie, and it's actually a really fun game. I just killed the dragon, got the shout, and there are a lot of fucking shields in this game. What the hell? Half my inventory was full of them, and I finally got rid of them. Anyways, yeah, they were all specialized or legendary weapons if you could play Fallout. Anyway guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video.